Usually whenever a new map comes out on Call of the Wild, I always love to do this one thing. And I actually didn't do it this time. I don't know why, but then a couple of you guys mentioned in the comments that I should do it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And that is, we're gonna be putting out a bunch of tree stands and we're gonna be tree stand hunting for giant whitetails on Rancho Del Arroyo. We are actually at Ghost Lake right now, and if a lot of you guys remember during our live stream where we got the great one, we ended up getting one of the biggest diamond whitetail, which I kind of messed up. But anyways, he was right over there. So I know this spot is really good for whitetail. And not only that, they like to cross this location right here. So what's good about this spot here is it's kind of like a high mound here. And so this tree overlooks, you can see anything that's coming up over this ridge from this side or anything that's down here from this side. So typically a lot of the whitetail like to drink right here and they like to drink behind us. So what my goal is to kind of intercept them when they come across. All right, so we just got up in our tree stand here and we already have movement. We have a decent whitetail coming across here. A real good buck about 200 yards out, and he's coming with another good buck as well. I do believe they're both very similar in score wise, so they're not going to be giants, but oh man, that's so awesome. Just hearing them grunt like that coming in reminds me of the good old rut days. Man, that's so cool. Yeah, this buck here is definitely going to be one of the bigger ones, so I think we'll probably pass up on this first one. All right, so I think this is definitely going to be the buck that we want to take here. He's coming in here about 40 yards out, coming in nice and close to us here. All right, here we go. Let's draw back. He's definitely in range. Oh man, he got too close to us. But we're gonna take him down, quartering away right out of the tree stand, right underneath us. And our first nice buck is down. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if that buck right there walked past us within 30 yards, we definitely take a shot, because he's like a 180 buck right there. So he's a really good buck, but we have potentially a 200 plus whitetail right over here somewhere. So if we're patient enough and lucky enough, he might just walk by. Ooh, remember when I told you if that buck came in within 30 yards, we might just take a shot? Well, it looks like that might happen. This buck is definitely interested in coming in this direction. All right, so he stopped out there at about 65 yards. Right in that brush. But if we're patient enough, he should end up somewhere around here, which would put him at about 35 yards, and that'll definitely be in range for a bow shot. Oh, what do we have coming in here now? Got a doe coming in here. All right, here he comes. Just got to be nice and patient. We'll still call every once in a while, but not too much. What I like to do is wait until they kind of hang up. And when they hang up, then I'll call. Like maybe right here we'll put out one little call. He's in range. He's about 40 out right there. And he's actually pretty broadside. You know what? We might just take that shot. Here's something else coming in. And actually we have another pretty decent buck right there as well. So if this buck doesn't spook... Okay, here we go, here we go. I'm pretty comfortable with this angle. He's quartering just a little bit, but that's pretty broadside. So we'll stick it right through that brush there, and we just dropped him. So pretty good shot, and I'm hoping this buck here might calm down. He's a little spookish, but if we're patient, he might calm down enough to want to be interested in coming back over here to check out what that call was from. Now that buck in the front is definitely the biggest one, and we want him for sure. Okay, I think we might have his attention. If that's going to be him right there, and he's definitely interested in coming in. I hear something coming really, really close. It's probably that doe. Yeah, it's going to be that doe. All right, well, if she's coming, he should be following her not too far away. Yep, just like that, he steps out right there. And that is the buck that we want. He's 40 yards out right there. If he stops broadside, I would definitely take that shot. Smoked him. Perfect shot. What a nice shot. I saw something run over here. I don't know if that was our other big buck that we saw before or what. The problem here is there's kind of like a little cliff. so we can't see behind the overhang. Oh my god, there he is. There he is, guys. I knew he was around here. Holy, what a massive buck. What an incredible buck. He's 70 yards away, perfectly broadside. But he's just a tad bit too far for a shot, guys. He's just a hair too far. Not only that, take a look what's coming in here. A pretty respectable whitetail buck, 20 yards away, right on top of us here. And then another really good whitetail buck, 33 yards away right here. Now, I don't really want to spook this big buck though, so I do not want to take a shot just yet. Holy, like I was just saying, these bucks tend to stay right behind this huge, this lip right here. And you don't see them until they come out to the open. So you never really know where they come from. All of a sudden I looked and there's just bucks all around us here. But again, that buck there is definitely the most impressive one. Wow. I might take down that buck. Just because I don't think that other big buck's gonna come in because he's too big. I would definitely take that. If he gave me a shot, I would take it. Oh, he's gonna start trotting, isn't he? Oh my god, guys, I think we got his attention. He turned a little bit. He's acting like he's interested, but he's still being very hesitant. This is typically what happens when you bow hunt. Like 90% of the time, all the bucks that you really don't want to get, they come into range, or at least like the decent ones do. But then the giants, the ones that you really want, they just sit out there about 70, 80 yards just out of bow range. And you just sit there and look at them and think, man, I saw a giant, but I couldn't quite take the shot. Now, there's no way in real life I would ever take a 70-yard shot at this big of a buck. 60, that's it. But 70, there's no way. So all we can do is just try and get his attention. That's all we can do. And hope that eventually he comes in. No freaking way. Holy, we got another giant buck here, guys. Back-to-back giant whitetail. We got a 200 plus whitetail here, 73 yards away. And we got a 250 plus whitetail here, 73 yards away. Right there. Look at how cool that is. If I zoom out, in fact, you can probably see them both right there. Yep, here comes this buck. Okay. If this buck comes past, we are definitely going to take him down. And in fact, he should come past right through here, which will put him at about 32 yards out right there. All right, well, we've been sitting here for about 15 minutes now, and the third biggest buck is approaching us here. He's about 42 yards out, coming right past us. Our two biggest bucks are still sitting out there just chilling. Big old dominant bucks, but this buck here is about to cross into range at 25 yards out. Now it's just a matter of where he's gonna go. That's him right there. He's definitely in range. And we're gonna take the shot. Dropped him right there. Alright, so we got a couple of pretty good bucks down. Ooh, it definitely looks like our big buck is interested now, because I don't see him anymore. So either he's a little bit spookish or he's interested. And actually, it definitely looks like they're both kind of interested because he's trotting this way. Oh my god, here he comes, here he comes. He's cutting hard left, he's cutting hard left. Oh my god, here he comes. Look at how wide that buck is. Wow, here he comes. We've been waiting so long for this moment right here. Here he comes. Coming in right down the middle. 35 yards out. Oh, there's our other big buck too. Wow. Both giants coming in at the same exact time. Alright guys, he's actually in range. He's 25 yards out. Once he steps out, we're going to take the shot. Let's draw back. It's a tough angle, but we had to take the shot or he would have been gone. And we drilled him. We definitely drilled him, guys. He's down right there. Oh my god. What a giant buck. The reason we took kind of a tough angle like that is because if you look at the bottom right corner, you can see the circle. The wind is blowing directly towards that buck. And a buck with that class or that high of score potential, he's going to be very, very smart. And he's going to be cautious and he's going to smell you and bust. So in that case, when you get a shot, you got to take it as soon as possible or you might never see him again. Holy, I just realized how dark it started getting outside. All of a sudden I look out the window and it's pouring rain out. So I look at my webcam, it's like pitch black. Oh, that's a nice ram. A real nice ram walking past 40 yards out, guys. A real nice ram. There he is right there. Right behind that tree. Oh, we messed up the shot. Ooh, that was a tough shot. That was a really tough shot. So we've been sitting here for quite a while now, waiting for that second biggest buck to come back. And unless that's him right there, I don't know where he is. Which, to me, that kind of looks like a doe. However, the good news is, I definitely think we could come back to this location another time and get a better opportunity at getting that second biggest buck here. I mean, we did quite well. We got our absolute giant down right there. So we really can't complain too much. And this is only our first tree stand. So yeah, I do believe we'll hop down now. And before you get down, you always want to double check your surroundings. Because so many times when I'm bow hunting and I'm about ready to get down and leave because I haven't seen anything for hours, all of a sudden I'll start climbing down and I'll hear footsteps. And I'll be like, no way. And sure enough, I look and I see a big rack coming my direction. So you always want to double check before you get down. Yeah, just like I thought, it's a doe. Alright, so I do believe we're going to start picking some of these up here. Alright, so here's the one that we took down right underneath the tree stand. I ended up getting a double lung shot at 9 yards away. But take a look at the angle on that. To me, this is so awesome because basically you're shooting right below the spine. Your goal is to try and just nick the spine and still catch a lung, because if you do that, you're probably going to drop them. But in this case here, we made a perfect double lung shot right below us, 9 yards away. I think we took down, what, 5 deer in this location? That's going to be a nice 192 gold, double lunged him. And then we got another one down here. We'll still keep an eye out for that other big buck because he might be around here somewhere. In fact, he shouldn't be too far away. Here's this buck down here. He was another good buck as well. It's going to be a gold. Took him at 47 yards. Double lung hard shot right out of the tree stand. Pretty awesome buck. 193. All right, then we got this buck down right here. This is another gold potential whitetail buck as well. A 189, and he was actually a silver, so just shy of a gold, but nice left lung, liver, and stomach shot at 13 yards away. Pretty good buck. Just doesn't have a ton of mass. And last but not least is our absolute giant whitetail buck. Here he lays right here. Super, super wide buck. What an incredible buck. And he's going to be a diamond. 257.10. Got him in the right lung at 27 yards out. It was kind of a tough angle, but man, we drilled him. What a perfect shot. And a giant, absolute monster whitetail down. So it's the next day now, and we decided to come back to the initial tree stand where we first spotted that second biggest whitetail buck. Now I'm hoping we get lucky enough to catch eyes on him. Our tree stand's actually right over there, maybe 50 yards in front of us, but what we're trying to do is sneak around the back of this giant rock here, or whatever you want to call it, cliffside. And apparently something was feeding on this rabbit here. Just like a random laying rabbit there. But anyways, on a serious note, we got to be careful because this big buck could be anywhere. He could be right on that point behind that little ledge there. Typically they're there, or he could be back down over here. You just never know. But what I do know is our tree stand is right here. So we're going to get up in it and get comfortable. And get comfortable. Oh my God. We just got in and I didn't realize, but the deer are right on top of us. Oh, there's a good buck right there. That's not the one that we're looking for, but that is. Oh, there's our giant buck. Not only that, there's another one right behind him, right there. He's actually in range. He is 56 yards away, which is kind of borderline because, like I said, I would take up to a 60-yard shot in real life. However, that's maximum. Now, that buck there is also a giant as well. I can't quite tell how big he is, though. But 60 yards, I don't mind that shot, but I would love to have him come just a tad bit closer. Well, still no movement from our big bucks yet. They're still sitting there at about 60 yards. However, we have a bunch of deer right on top of us right now. We have 3 does right on top of us, and one is probably gonna spook. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Big buck is on the move, big buck is on the move. Both big bucks are on the move. 50 yards right there, pretty broadside. That's a good looking buck too, actually. Look at that. Okay, so there's that buck. 199 to 240. 200 to 240. Okay, so this is definitely the biggest one. And I think we're going to take the shot 50 yards out. I was about to take the shot, but I had a feeling he was going to turn. And because we have a good wind, there's really no reason we should rush this shot. We should be patient and let him come into range. Okay, so he's out there at 45. But he's approaching 40 yards. When he gets to 40, he'll be pretty much perfectly in range. So I think that might be the other big buck right there, and he's pretty broadside at 40. Yeah, that's definitely the other big buck. But I think we're gonna take down this one. The key is you gotta know when to draw back. Smoked him. Alright, so there goes that big buck. But we definitely got the biggest one down. And that's what we came here for. There's another good buck. That buck there might be the other buck that I was looking for from before. I saw a 180 plus in this other tree stand over here. Over on this point. And he never came in. I saw him one time, he crossed in front of me here and he never came back. So I'm thinking that that might be him. Because in reality, it would only be like 500 or 600 yards for him to travel. You know, it's not really that far. All right, well, because we already have 2 of the biggest bucks down in this area, I definitely want to try and get this one as well. It's definitely him. All right, so we're going to grab the M1 and we'll get on him. Take him down at about 150 yards with the M1. And that right there is going to end this amazing hunt from this tree stand. Twice, back to back, incredible hunts. But here he is, the buck that we came here for, the second biggest buck of this hunt. Took him at 32 yards and a 222.3 gold whitetail buck. Perfect broadside shot out of the tree stand. You can see again from the angle there. Man, that's just so cool. I love seeing that angle from up high like that. And then we got this buck over here, which should be another 200 plus whitetail. That was kind of cool to finish off with a nice shot with the M1. But here he is right here. A 212.7 gold and double lunged him at 150 yards. So perfect shot on him and another beautiful whitetail down out of a tree stand. Okay, so now that you guys saw how incredible this one spot is with this tree stand location, I suppose I should probably show you where the location actually is. Now, I know I told you it was on Ghost Lake, but where exactly on Ghost Lake is where I'm going to show you right now. We're kind of on the tail of the ghost here, but basically what I have is my tent is set up here right on the very point of the tail of this ghost, and I work my way around the tail part here, hug tight to this coastline. And then, as you saw, there's a giant boulder here where you kind of sneak in behind that boulder, get up into your tree stand, and once you're in the stand, as you can see, you can view this whole area out here out to about 250 yards. And then a lot of times there's actually deer on this point too, which is why it's very important when you're sneaking into the stand here to make sure you're very quiet until you get in. And as you saw that last time there, they were literally 60 yards away from us right here. So it's a good thing we took our time getting into the stand. But as far as where it's located on the map, I'll show you right now in case you're not familiar with this map. It's basically dead center in the middle of the map, maybe a little bit to the south, just below Bosque Alto, right here. I would recommend going to Ghost Lake, setting up some spots, do some spot stalking, make sure you scout them out so you know like good areas, and then try and figure out where they're coming from so you can put your tree stand and cut them off, which is what we did here. We had a natural funnel going past us and it worked absolutely incredible. But anyways, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time.